The number of children living in temporary accommodation is at a record high, but the tragic impact on some families has been revealed in data released by a group of MPs. 74 children have died in the last 5 years where temporary accommodation has been a contributing factor to their death. The Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, said the findings break her heart and the government would fix the current system. I'm Tara Welsh, the BBC's housing reporter, and I've been meeting Danielle, a mother who's currently living in a hotel and is concerned about her children's welfare.
Okay. You want to get it?
1-year-old Cameron has a beaming smile on his face. To look at him now, you wouldn't know he spent last night in hospital with a fever.
Ready?
He's in a hotel room with his sister Harper, his mum Danielle, and his brother Callum.
Oh, bless you.
They've been here for 137 nights now. Danielle believes living like this isn't good for their health.
And they're constantly getting ill. I have to be very diligent with everything, i.e. making sure there's no mould, making sure the room's well ventilated, because all the bodies in that small space is going to create mould.
So this is mine where I sleep. Just put it on the floor, lift it up in the day so that it gives him some more space to play with.
When they first moved in, they were all sleeping across 2 double beds.
I was always scared that he would roll out and fall off the bed, which he did at one point.
The baby sleeps in his travel cot over there. That's something that I can collapse during the day. This is all the space that they have. Even the bathroom's full. It's full of suitcases and bags with clothes in it and plates and things like that. I have to do the washing up in the shower.
Everyone has to go to sleep at 7 when the baby does.
Absolutely everything.
Each morning they have to get up early.
We were all up at 5, washed, dressed, breakfast, everything.
It's cold and dark, and this is just the start of a long journey.
The bus sometimes is okay, but the road gets full of traffic constantly. So whether we're there on time or not is always a question mark. But you can imagine doing this journey all the time. He's ill quite a lot because of how cold it is.
It can take 1 hour and 45 minutes to get to school. The hotel they're staying in is 4 miles from their previous home.
Good job, well done.
They were evicted when the landlord wanted to sell up. New data shows the devastating effect homelessness can have on families. 74 children in England have died with temporary accommodation as a contributing factor to their death in the last 5 years. 58 of those children were under the age of 1. That's according to figures released by a group of MPs looking into the issue. The data came from the NHS-funded National Child Mortality Database, which analyses the reviews of every child death in England. The chair of the group called the data shocking.
Hi, come in. It's good to see you. Welcome.
This is Dr. Laura Nielsen.
So this is our crib.
Her charity, Shared Health, works with homeless families, including those who have lost babies as a direct consequence of living in temporary accommodation.
It's the most heart-wrenching experience any parent can go through to lose a child. But to lose a child whilst you're also living in a hotel, it's just absolutely awful. And sitting with those parents is some of the hardest times I've had to support people.
She says child deaths can be a result of several factors, including a lack of kitchen or somewhere to sterilise bottles, overcrowding, damp and mould, or a lack of suitable sleeping space for young babies. She says there has been some progress, but wants the authorities to go much further.
If you are a family looking after small children and you don't have a cot for the child to sleep in, we know that child is more likely to die. So last year the government changed the guidelines, so all children under 2 in temporary accommodation should have a cot. But that's not statutory, that's guidance. So we have seen an improvement, but that's still patchy.
It's okay.
Across the country, 160,000 children are growing up in a home that's not permanent. As Danielle comforts her tired son, she says it's a situation that she feels is becoming far too normalised.
I've seen people that have been in hotels for a year, 2 years, and it just becomes normal. That's their home.
and they just have to make do with how they are. And it's not normal, that's the problem.
You tired?
If you've been affected by any of the issues you've heard here, you can find a list of organisations offering help and advice at bbc.co.uk/actionline.